No, not even a little. Okay. Hello. How are y'all doing? Tonight we're looking at how to access the math textbook online, and I'm here to help you out. And then we're going to do thinkthroughmath.com. Don't worry, you don't have to actually do any real math. You just have to watch. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we need to go to this website, connected.mcgrawhill.com, and we'll go ahead and we'll put a link somewhere down here so you can just click it. You don't have to type it in. And we get to a screen that looks a lot like this. And what would probably be easiest to do, and you don't have to, you're grown-ups, you can do whatever you want, is to put the website over on one side of the screen and then this handy YouTube video on the other side of the screen, and then you can sort of look at both of them at the same time. Or, you can pause and go back and forth, or if you're watching on a tablet, that would work too. Okay. But anyways, you're here, hopefully, connected.mcgrawhill. Your login screen, your kids can probably help you with this because their login is pretty familiar. It's almost exactly the same as how they log into the computers at school. It's the first digits, first 5 letters of their last name, then their first initial, middle initial, then the last 3 of their lunch number. So in my case, it would be Ellis GJ 358. And then everybody's is going to have .ccisd.us at the end. And even though it looks like it, there's no spaces here. This is all one thing. And then your password, this is what's a little bit different. Everyone's password starts out with CC, and then it's followed by the full lunch number. So 112358 would be mine, and all your kids would be different. So let's get to it. Since the one I just came up with isn't going to work, I'm going to have to use one of my favorite, self-professed favorite students, Holden, who loaned me his login information. So let's log in here. I'm going to try really hard not to say his password out loud. That'd be mean. Alright, hit login. You could probably save your password. I'm not, because I'm not actually Holden. This will bring up all the books they have access to. And science got books too, so you can get on their science book as well. But right now we're going to focus on the coolest of all subjects, which is math. So we have a couple options here. You have a to-do list and my files and messages. These are not as big of a deal as this one right here. If you click on math, and that will bring you slowly to the book. Hey Dirk, what are you doing here? Okay, so this is the main screen of the math book. And you can do all sorts of things here. The main thing we're going to be looking at is how to get to the actual book itself. So what we can do, we can go back to something we've been working on. So we were in chapter 3, which is not quite as cool as Dirk, but it's pretty boatly. Let's pick a lesson we're working on. So how about y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. Now we can hit open ebook, and then slowly, because McGraw-Hill doesn't want to play nice with us. Anytime now. And what you'll actually come up with is the book that the kids have at school. So even if they lost the pages they needed, or they're like my kids and they have to keep their book at school because I'm mean, they can still have access to it at home. And then you've got your options up here. You got your glossary that'll bring up all your vocabulary. You can go back to the index. The biggest thing, because looking at it right now, I mean, I'm kind of old. This is kind of hard for me to see, but if I hit my zoom in button, I can make it nice and big. That's nice. And then, let's see, what am I supposed to be looking at here? Oh, the tabs at the bottom. This is what they wanted me to focus on. On every page, different buttons will be lit up depending on what's available to you. So the first thing to look at is the vocabulary. You click it, it'll open up a new tab, and it'll actually bring up the glossary again. You can click on that, brings up another tab, and you can go through all of the vocabulary that they might see. So if you're not sure, what does slope mean? I can put it in my search box, slope, and hit enter, and it'll give me my definitions. Pretty straightforward. Alright, so that's glossary. Close out of these, go back to our book. Our next one is our watch. Again, all these open up new new tabs or new windows, and it'll bring up some videos you can watch eventually. Come on. Oh, I don't know if you can hear it.
Have you ever designed a t-shirt?
I have not.
Shirt design can be created on a computer, then sent to a company to screen print the shirt.
That's interesting. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to let you watch that on your own because we got stuff to do. But that's here. There's videos that go along with nearly every lesson in the book. Okay, then we have our tutor, which is similar. It also offers videos, but these are in the form of actual, it's a teacher going through particular problems.
Let's take a look at a problem where we find the slope and the y-intercept.
And that's pretty good. He's no the real Mr. Ellis, but they do the best they can. And this goes through examples from, again, every section of the book. We have a couple different ones here. All these boxes, they're not laid out the best they could be, so it's cut off a lot, but if you mouse over it, and it'll give you a more detailed explanation as to what the video is about. Okay. Alright, what's next? We got our tools. This is not as big of a thing. Virtual manipulatives might be useful for some lessons. They're there. Not something you would need as frequently. We have our check. Eventually. And this one's pretty neat. You can take a quiz online. And what's nice about this is that you can answer the questions. Like if it says, oh, with the tiny text, it's always tiny. Alright, let's zoom in. Which of the following is equation for the given graph? I'll give you a second to work this one out. I'm just kidding. I said you were going to have to do math. This looks like positive slope, negative 4. That. And then you can answer all the questions. Let's not spend too much time here, but I still want to get them right because I have pride in my work. Let's pick C. And I'm not that worried. Let's just click A, and A. And then when you hit check it, it'll actually grade it for you. And I actually got 3 right, even though I guessed on 1. Good for me. Okay. And then what they can do, they can put their name in, their address, and who they want to email it to. So if their teacher requests it, they can send a copy to their teacher. But really, it's just a good way to practice and they get that immediate feedback at home. Alright, so that's the check. Then we have our e-help. And this is more of a written explanation. So it takes a problem and it goes through all the steps so they can see everything that happened. So it's like another example out of the book. So a little bit helpful. And then the last one, this one's pretty neat because if you ever say, oh boy, I don't have enough math to do. I wish there was more math. And I'm like, I know, I get it. There's all these here. And it's just a bunch of extra problems you can work on. And again, you can highlight, you can see what it's talking about. You click on it, and it'll either come up as a document or a PDF, so you might have to open it separately. And you get all sorts of extra problems to work on. The only downside of this is that there's no answers available online that I know of. But I'm sure that your child's teacher is amazing and be willing to take the time to look over their work. So, or if you, mom and dad, if you want to try them too, and I'll check your work too, because we're all here to learn math, right? So that's pretty neat. Plenty of extra examples. And then another good one here is actually the reteach, which hopefully will come up, because this will give you the problems, but it has like a teach piece at top where it'll go through how to do the question before they ask the kids to do it themselves. So that's nice. All right, so extra practice. So that's really what there is to it. So that's your book. Like I said, you can click through here. You can go to each page. And then what's nice is, like I said, if they were supposed to bring home homework from the book, but they lost it or it was raining and it got rained on or whatever, if they know what page it is, like say it were assigned page 223, you can just type that in down here at the bottom and it'll go right to that page for you. Now the only downside is for whatever reason McGraw-Hill said you can't print from here, so you're on your own figuring out how you're going to get the questions down on paper, but y'all are smart. I bet you can figure out a way to get it done. So that's the book. Okay, so we're going to leave this page. And then if you don't want to go directly to the book, a lot of those options that are in the tabs on the bottom are here as well. And I mean, really, if you just click through these, I mean, there's lots of cool stuff to see in the book. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so that's that. Alright, part number 2, thinkthroughmath.com, which is a pretty cool way to get some extra practice in. So, again, username is almost the same as the book login. And hold on, I borrowed someone else's. Borrowed Jer Bear Jr.'s. Don't tell her. So it's last 5, first initial, middle initial, last 3 of their lunch number. No .ccisd at the end this time. And then no CC on the password, so it's just their lunch number again. Alright, we log in. As soon as you log in, it'll take you to your it'll take you to your dashboard. What you can look at here, you can see what they've attempted, what they've accomplished, and they get badges, sort of like achievements when they're playing on Xbox, except much more educational. It shows their goal. Depending on what class they're in, all my classes are working towards Pizza Hut parties. So if they donate enough points, they get pizza in their classroom, which is pretty cool. Another thing you can do, because this is what the kids care about, is you can use the points that you earn to dress up your character, like Jackie hasn't dressed up her character. Let's see if we can't improve on that. Let's give her a nose. Let's see. Polar bear now. No. Tiny nose. Yeah. Give him some hair. Some pink hair. That's looking pretty good. And trucker hat. And you get the idea. So this is pretty cool. But in order to actually keep these things, including the little cactus, you have to earn points. And how do you earn points? Well, that's a great question. You earn points by doing math. So if we hit the start button here, and it'll take us to a lesson. And it always goes through the same steps. There's a pre-quiz where they get asked questions about a topic. In this case, Jackie's working on similarity. So if they're able to answer the questions on the pre-quiz, they don't have to go through the actual lesson. It's like they can test out before they start. And then let's say if they don't, I don't really want to answer these and mess up my kids here. So I'll just talk you through it, what happened. You have a warm-up, which is like some a practice or a little game. Guided learning, where it'll go through the steps. Practice, where they can answer the questions, and if they make mistakes, it'll go through and explain it to them. A post-quiz, which is that they get one chance, and if they miss it, they miss it. And then at the end, it totals up their score, and it says you either passed or you didn't pass. And what we're looking for is the kids to be passing at least one lesson a week, which isn't too bad. Each of these lessons takes about 10 to 15 minutes to go through, so it's not too bad. There are options if you get further into the lesson where you can actually talk with tutors and Think Through Math. They hire people, and I'm pretty sure they're available 24/7, and they offer a chat service, and they can see the problem and they go through the problems with the kids. So very cool stuff here. So that's Think Through Math. That is the book. If you've got questions, you can email them to someone. We'll put links for people you can email with your questions. But other than that, it's really just have fun doing math. All right. Have a good night. Bye.